Welcome back to Sally Melodies classroom, where we learn basic music. Today, I want us to look at staff notation. What is staff notation? It is just very simple. This is whereby we write our music inside the staff, following all the rules. Not only writing inside the staff, but you must follow the rules. The other music that we were writing outside the staff is called solfa notation. Solfa notation. You just write solfas as you divide them, you create the bars as you write. That music was used long time ago, but even today people still prefer to use solfa notation. But in most cases, composers are using staff notation. They are all good, but it depends with your taste or how you want your music to be. So, it's all the same. The solfa notation that we had when we were looking at 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 time signature is the same that now we are going to look into in terms of solfa notation. But before that, here is a reminder. Before we come here, this is a reminder. There are rules of drawing a staff. Remember, from day one, we have been knowing that a staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. That one we know, and we can't afford to break the rules. And then we know that we cannot write music when the staff is not divided into bars. They must be grouped. The notes must be grouped into bars. This is a bar, this is a bar or a measure. So this is bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. It can go even to bar 100 depending on the size of your song or the piece. But for the purpose of learning, we only have 4 bars. Another rule: ensure that when you are opening your staff, you open it with a bar line. And when you are coming to close it, maybe the end of your piece, or maybe the end of a certain phrase where you want your piece to end or to pause, ensure that you have a double bar line. This is a double bar line, and this is a bar line. And inside here, we have bar lines, so that we can have bars. At least that one is okay, and it is very clear. Let's come now to our lesson of staff notation. We have our 2/4 here. But before that, rules. Rule number 1. The clef must be the one starting at the beginning of the staff. You start with your clef, and then you between the clef and the time signature, there is something we call key signature. But in this case, we are still in C. We are still in scale of C. And in C, we don't have any accidental. We don't have a sharp, we don't have a flat. So you will not find anything here in between the clef and the time signature. When we come to the other keys or the other scales, we shall see a few things coming in between the clef and the time signature. They are called key signature. Right now we are on C, and C doesn't have any accidental. And even when you are touching it on the piano, you are not touching the black keys. So, after that, you write your time signature if it is C, and then now you start writing your notes. This is the same music we had. We said that this is 2/4. So every measure or every bar has got a value of 2 crochets. These are 2 crochets. These are 4 quavers to make it 2 crochets, and this is a minim to make it 2 crochets. So every measure is equal. 2 crochets, 2 crochets, 2 crochets. Same applies to 3/4. 3 crochets, value of 3 crochets, value of 3 crochets. Same applies to 4/4. 4 crochets, value of 4 crochets, value of 4 crochets. So it is very simple. Now it will depend on how you want your piece to be or how you want your song to be. When you are grouping, when you are writing your notes on staff notations, ensure that you follow the rules. Because if you don't follow those rules, even those people who are going to be performing that song, they will not perform it the way it's required. So it's good to follow these simple rules, and it's through these simple tips that will enable us even to write more complex pieces. Thank you very much for attending this lesson. See you in the next lesson.